So it was Christmas of 1990 something, and my aunt was decorating her Christmas tree like she did every year. She'd taken the time to drive to the Christmas tree lot, pick out the perfect tree, and then drive it home. And of course, after getting it inside the house, out of the car, she spent time getting each ornament just right, each light in place. And then for the grand finale, it was time to place the star on top. So she climbed the ladder with the star in hand, ready to finish the masterpiece, and then she fell right into the tree. The ornaments that she had spent so much time on, they went flying everywhere. And there she laid on the floor, wrapped up in her Christmas tree. As a matter of fact, I don't think she put up a Christmas tree for several years after that year. And if you know my aunt, there were probably a lot of expletives involved in that Christmas tree decoration. See, the holidays can leave many of us feeling like my aunt. You've climbed the ladder all year long, putting in the work and putting in the effort, only to feel like you climb to the top of that ladder and then you fail, tangled up in the mess of it all. So when it comes to work, these holiday hurdles begin to impact our performance. And for many of us, it can cause disengagement, distraction, or even depression. And see, this makes it hard for us to stay focused and engaged while we're at work. So today, I want to take this extra holiday episode as just an opportunity to help you and your team prepare for the difficult season. Today, I'm going to teach you how to lead your team through three things: financial, emotional, and relational pressures. So welcome to the Mind Your Business podcast, the podcast for whatever business is on your mind. Let's get started.
Well, that's excellent.
Well, thank you for joining me for another episode of the Mind Your Business podcast. If this brings value to your life, will you do me a favor? Will you like, subscribe, and share this with others? If you're listening, I want you to leave a review wherever you get your audio podcast. I just want to add as much value to as many people as possible. So let's start with the most common struggle that your team is facing, because I want to help you be empowered so that you can empower your team. The first struggle that your team is facing is financial pressure. Financial pressure during the holidays. According to the National Retail Federation, this year, Americans will spend a record of $902 per person on average during the holidays. And that's just the average. Factor in inflation, the cost of living, and it's easy to understand why so many people that are in your office feel financial pressure. A study by payroll.com states that 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. And then 60% of Americans are dreading these holidays. They're dreading the holiday season because of these very financial pressures. I mean, think about it. There's the cost of gift giving. You have holiday travel. You have extra holiday meals that are expensive to buy right now. And of course, we have parents that are wanting to give their kids a Christmas to remember. But as a leader, your role isn't to fix the budget. But there are things that you can do to reduce the weight of the financial pressure that your team is feeling. So let me offer two ideas to help you help your team financially. The first tip is to be transparent about holiday bonuses. Be transparent about holiday bonuses. If you have an end of the year bonus or holiday gifts or any holiday perks plan, go ahead and communicate those early. I know sometimes people will wait closer to Christmas, farther into December, but I say communicate those early. I think providing these bonuses before Black Friday is actually a really thoughtful time to give bonuses. That means they can be used for discount shopping, Black Friday shopping. They already have the resource to take advantage of the deals that are in front of them. And it also communicates that you were thoughtful about their shopping when you give them a bonus. Now, when people know that even a small bonus is coming, like it doesn't really even matter the amount, if they know that a bonus is coming, it can help them budget for Christmas, and then that alleviates some of the financial anxiety that they're feeling. Now, I understand that not every company has the ability to do extra financially. Many of you are small businesses, and you feel the crunch as well. But there are things that you can do to appreciate your team, to let them know that they matter. So host a holiday lunch or some kind of party or celebration. Basically, just show your team that they're valued. That can go a long way to lift the load this holiday. So, tip two, provide financial education. I think it's great throughout the year to offer resources for financial wellness, like inviting in a financial advisor to host a workshop or one on one with each team member that you have on your team, depending on the size of your organization. See, when you provide access to budgeting tools and online resources that can help teach them money management, you can help empower and equip your team to be better stewards of their financial resources. If this is a normal part of investing in your team, ultimately it pays off during the holiday season because they're better prepared to navigate the holidays financially. It's not a popular statement, but not all people live paycheck to paycheck because of a lack of resources. For many people, it's just a lack of knowledge of what to do with the resource that they have. So, if you can provide continued education that makes the current salary and even the future raises or bonuses even more valuable. So, we know how financial pressure is a holiday hurdle, but number two is emotional pressure. Studies show that the holidays can be a peak time for depression, with more people reporting feeling loneliness, isolation, depression. The holidays remind us of what we don't have. It reminds us of what's changed and even the loss of maybe friends or family. And many people are also taking this time for reflection, and not everyone is thrilled with how their year went. As a leader, it's important for us to remember that not everyone is experiencing the most wonderful time of the year. For many of us, it's a blue Christmas instead. So, when it comes to the emotional support or the emotional pressure or pains that your team is feeling, how can we offer support? Well, tip number one, I would say, is be flexible. Be flexible with your team. Give people flexibility where you can, even if it's something small. A little extra time to maybe leave early for family gatherings or letting someone work remotely a day or two. That can ease the stress of juggling all of the holiday obligations. Companies like LinkedIn and Zappos, they even give employees the option to work half days the week before Christmas. And so this helps them just ease stress. It shows value to your team and ultimately increases morale and employee retention just to have a little bit of flexibility. The second thing that I would say, tip number two, is show appreciation. To help people in emotional times during the season, just show appreciation. A simple but powerful way to help people with emotional pressure is through consistent, meaningful appreciation. So recognize their hard work, acknowledge the value that they bring to the team. You can do handwritten notes, personalized thank yous, or even just a quick thank you for everything that you're doing. That can be an encouragement to your team. A little recognition goes a long way in helping people feel seen and appreciated, especially during a time when some may be struggling internally. So we've tackled both financial and emotional pressure, but the last one we'll talk about is relational pressure. And this is a big one, relational pressure. During this season, you may notice that some of your team feeling tense, irritable, or just plain exhausted. And it could just be from relational stress. As much as we all love a Hallmark holiday, sometimes it feels a little more like National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It just does. The holidays mean family gatherings, and some of those family gatherings and those family dynamics, those can be, well, just complicated. According to the American Psychological Association, nearly 40% of people report that their stress levels increase around family during the holidays. And it's not surprising. We know that for every cheerful cousin Eddie that you have, there's a Clark Griswold in the mix, just trying to make everything perfect, which often makes things even worse. So between family reunions, in-laws, holiday traditions, your employees may be feeling just pulled in 1,000 different directions before they even get to work. So before you start to wonder, why do they seem so disengaged? Why do they feel so tense? It could be from some of the relational pressures that they're facing. So the question is, how can we help? What can we do to help in these relational pressures? Well, it starts with recognizing that these family dynamics don't disappear when employees walk in the door. Recognize that the family dynamics don't disappear when they walk in the doors of work. So here are 2 tips that I think can help you. Tip 1 is to build community. Let's be honest. We spend more time with the people we work with than our actual families. So let's take advantage of our work family. Let's turn it into a place where people feel connected and they feel supported. I mean, you want them to feel like they're a part of a family while they're at work. You could do something as simple as setting up a gratitude wall where people can just come by, write something, and just share the things that they're thankful for, or create an activity that just brings the team together. I've seen teams do all kinds of things, like traditional holiday potlucks. I've seen cookie swaps, cookie decorations, holiday trivia days. I mean, you don't have to go overboard. It doesn't have to be anything major, but just knowing that their work family is there can make a huge difference. So I want to ask you this question about the work environment that you have created. Does it feel like a family, or does it feel like relational stress that's on your team? Tip 2 is host a holiday wellness workshop. Now, I know what you're thinking. That kind of sounds a little cheesy, but listen to me. Just as providing a financial wellness workshop helps with their finances, you can do the same thing for their mental health. You can partner with mental health resources, bring in a counselor to host a holiday wellness workshop. I think it's important because it gives people an outlet. Making mental health a priority can give employees tools to handle the holiday stressors. And when you do this ahead of the season, again, get in front of it, it helps prepare your team before the holiday season even arrives. So my hope for you this season is that as you head into the holidays, I want your work days to be merry, your meetings to be bright, and all of your last minute requests to your team to be polite. And hopefully this bonus episode will help equip leaders. It'll help us to better lead through the difficult seasons. After all, don't forget, business is about people. So take a moment this week, walk into your office and look around at everyone and consider how much emotional stress are people feeling? How much financial stress are people feeling? How much relational pressures are people experiencing during this holiday season? So instead of just getting through the next month, let's embrace it. Let's act as a family. Let's empower and let's equip people, and let's make it an incredible holiday season for you, for your office, and the team that you lead. Hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. If this added value to you, I would love to have you go and share this with everyone that is around you. And if you can, leave a review wherever you're listening, because this just helps us add as much value to as many people as possible. Now go deck those halls and maybe hold off on that star if there's a ladder involved. And I'll see you on the next one.